Hello everyone, a very warm welcome. Welcome to my first video on Agentic AI. So this video is all about what exactly is Agentic AI. What if I told you that in 2026, AI just doesn't answer your questions. It actually goes and does the work for you. Not just one answer, not just a chatbot. I'm talking about AI that can reason, plan, use tools, and remember what it did and keep going until the job is done. That's agentic AI. And it's changing everything about how we build AI systems. I'm Prashant Nair, and I train professionals at places like IIT Delhi, Purdue University, Caltech, and Fortune 500 companies on exactly this. And in the next 7 to 10 minutes, I'm going to explain agentic AI in a way that actually makes sense. So let me paint a picture. You open ChatGPT, you ask it to plan a trip to Goa for 1 week. What will happen here? Obviously, you will observe that he will go ahead and build a practical 1 week Goa plan with your current flight, weather, and everything. So you can see here right now. This is my 7-day Goa trip plan from Pune. So you can see here, he has given me a complete itinerary on what I can do. But then what you do, you want to book the hotels. You copy the names. So yeah, let's say if I'm talking about hotels here, so he has given some example what I can do. So now, if you want hotel suggestions or something, you will ask, suggest me some hotels, maybe. So it's a follow-up question, as you can see here. And now what happens here? I'll get some hotel recommendations, and everywhere something is happening. There's something called thinking that is happening. I hope you're observing that. And right now, I'm working on the latest version of ChatGPT, the latest model with the thinking capabilities. As you can see, my thinking is enabled here. So here you can see that I'm getting some good suggestions. So Hyatt Centric, Candolim Goa, Fairfield, Taj Exotica, and you can see many other options, which makes sense, right? But then what you will do? Let's say you want to book the hotel, you will copy the name, you'll go to the specific booking site, search manually, compare the prices, come back, adjust the plan, copy, paste, switch tabs, all those things happen, right? That's how most people use AI today. The AI thinks and you do the work. The AI is the brain, but you are the hands, the leg, the memory. What if I say AI could do all these stuff? AI will not just act as a brain. It can also act as your hands, legs, and the memory. This is where agentic AI comes into picture. So what is agentic AI in a nutshell, everybody? See, agentic AI is AI that doesn't just respond. It acts, it takes the goal, breaks the goal into steps, uses tools to execute those steps, observes the result, and adjusts its plan if something goes wrong. Think of it like a regular chatbot, or I can say a chatbot who is a smart friend of yours, or maybe like Iron Man's Jarvis, the one who does all the work for Tony Stark. Think in that way, everybody. So an AI agent is like hiring an assistant. You say, plan my trip, book the hotels, and send me the confirmation. That's it. And the agent will do that entire work for you, which includes preparing your itinerary, booking your hotel, confirming and providing the confirmation with the itinerary plan. So, ideally speaking, if I talk about the 4 properties of agentic AI, there are 4 things or the 4 pointers that makes an AI system truly agentic. And the 4 points are the autonomy, reasoning, tool use, and the memory. So let's talk about each. So number one is autonomy. Autonomy is where the agent decides what to do next without you telling the entire step. So here what you do is you give the goal, not a to-do list. That's the catch here. You are not the one who is informing the system that, okay, start with searching the hotel. Okay, start with preparing the itinerary, then search the hotel, then find it as per my budget, then you book the. No, you are not the one who is giving this to-do list. What you're doing here is you're simply giving a goal and the rest is taken care by the agent. Number two is reasoning. So reasoning is very important, everyone. So reasoning talks about thinking about a problem, basically. So if step one fails or if it crashes, it will replan, it will reflect on what went wrong and tries a different approach. One of the best example of reasoning is, let's say my budget is 25K for the entire trip and I'm planning for let's say 4 night 5 day stay. So obviously here I need to ensure my room budget should not exceed, let's say, 2000 rupees per day. And what if agent initially tries to get me the best hotels, let's say Taj, which is of, let's say, 9K per day. If I am working on a chatbot, it will stop then and there itself. But when I'm working on agentic solution, what will happen? It will stop, it will reflect based on my memory, and it will come back to figure out a solution based on my budget. So he will not technically stop here, everybody. Okay. So apart from that, see, reasoning, like I said, think to the problem. If step one fails, it replans, reflects on what went wrong, and tries a different approach. The third one is the tool use. So see, of course, like I said, your AI application is not just a thinking engine. It is beyond the thinking engine. So it will have his legs, it will have his hand, right? When I said that earlier, what does it mean? It means it will have the tools and access to the tools to do every activity that is expected. Let's say booking an hotel, even before booking, searching an hotel. So it will use search engine. Booking a hotel, it will use the hotel API, or maybe let's say checking based on the budget, comparison. So all those things are taken care by the tool. Even credit card information entry, doing the payment, okay, getting the confirmation receipt, all these are done by the tool. And then last but not the least, we have the memory. So memory is to remember the context across all steps of the task. For example, I told you, I want to set up my entire itinerary at the budget of 25,000. So memory is the one responsible to remember that context. So budgets, preferences, past decisions, everything is maintained in memory. So in a nutshell, I can say when we talk about a typical chatbot answers, whereas the agent works. In a nutshell, it follows one of the most famous design pattern, that is plan, act, observe, reflect, act again. So let me try to show you this with a real life example, everyone. So for example, here, I just prepared a small dummy wherein I'll just show you one execution. So here, I will simply run this agent, wherein I will simply show you how this agent can actually help building the entire activity. So let me go ahead and show you things in action. So what I'll do is I'll show you one example that I have prepared here, which actually shows the entire process right from setting up the itinerary, taking the request, reasoning and planning, booking the hotel, and giving me the voucher confirmation. So let me show you something. I'll just scroll down and show you the exact part which will help. So let's say I have created a request. Book me a 3 day trip to Goa. My budget is 25,000 rupees for the hotel. I want a beach resort. My name is Prashant Nair. Check-in date is April 15, 2026. Pick the highest rated option that's available and within the budget. So when I do that, please see, I gave the request, agent has started working. So here, if you observe agent reasoning, calling the tool search hotels. So see here, initially he called search hotels, wherein destination was Goa, hotel type beach resort. The tool actually found 3 results. So Taj Fort, Agoda Resort and Spa, Novotel Goa, the Leela Goa. And now what I'm doing here, I'm checking the availability because obviously I need to check now if I'm selecting any hotel. Let's say I'm selecting the hotel Taj Fort. And this is not me, this is the agent doing the work. So he is checking. Checking date is this, nights is 3. Is it available? You can see here. For every hotel he's checking. Tool result. Taj Fort Agoda sold out for this date. This is a popular property. Consider alternative options. Tool result. Novotel Goa Dona Silvita Resort available. And the cost rate is 7,200 per night. Total cost will be this much before taxes. Rate is 4.4. The location is this. Tool result, Leela. You can see the cost is this much. Total cost this. Rating is 4.6. Moba Beach. Now comes the book hotel. If you see, observe here, he deliberately booked Novotel because he considered what? The budget that I gave. So you can see here, final result giving me a confirmation. Confirmation ID is there. Prashant Nair, hotel, 3 nights, rate, total, everything. And thanks for booking. Now, this is something what happened at the back end. The actual response is this, by the way. And he's giving an idea. See, Taj Fort Agoda was sold out, but Novotel, which is well-rated beach resort, fits in with your budget nicely. And if you want to actually see how that thinking process happened, actually I created one little loop also just to show you here. So this will actually stimulate the complete thinking process. So let me show you here. Let's see. So you can see here, step 1, user. Step 2, calls the search hotel, tool returns search hotel, checks availability, calls availability. Step 4, you can see. So here you can see what I found in the state, Taj Fort summary. Total loops happened too because Taj Fort was failing because of the budget reasons and because of the unavailability. Budget reasons not maybe the reason. In this case, it will be unavailability. So you can even try with the different response. So here when I tried, same question I tried. Budget is 40,000 rupees for the hotel. I prefer luxury resort. My name is Prashant. Find the best option and book it. So you can see here, agent first check the availability, then compared the prices. So you can see for each hotel what he checked, everything was going over budget, not a problem. This was within a budget. Next, he found out the hotel. So 2 hotels were there within my budget. So what he has done, he checked for the availability. Both of them are available. So both alternative options are available, and here are the details. So you can see the final response generated here. Okay. So the point is what? The point overall is, when we talk about agentic AI in a nutshell, it is based on 4 pillars or 4 properties. Autonomy, that is the agent decides to search, then check, then book. You give a goal, no step-by-step instructions. Reasoning, when Taj Fort Agoda was sold out, the agent reflected and picked the next best option. It didn't crash or ask you, until unless you don't set up request that ask me in case you get stuck. But yeah, overall goal is what? We need to achieve autonomy and we need to ensure the system can reason and take decision. That's where we can have a perfect assistant. Tool use. So, using tools to perform specific execution, specific task, specific activity. So I created search hotels, check availability, compare prices, hotel book, everything. And memory. Memory is the place where all the preferences were stored. For example, what I said, I given my name, Prashant Nair. I gave the budget. So my name, dates, preferences, everything was maintained throughout the process. So the ideal key insight that you need to remember is the chatbot just answers, but the agent always works. So this was just one real world example simulated in front of you to just give you an idea of what exactly is agentic. So now the question here is, the biggest question here is how to build these things. You are not going to build agents from scratch. There are frameworks designed for that. So the one that I mostly use is LangGraph, which is built on top of LangChain. It actually lets you define agents as graph, where each node is a step and edges defines the flow, which includes loops, conditions, human in the loop checkpoints, and many other stuff. We also have CrewAI for multi-agent systems, AutoGen from Microsoft, and few others. Each of them has its strength and weaknesses. But here's what the thing. The framework is not the hardest part. The hardest part is understanding the design patterns, the flexion pattern, supervisor pattern, round robins, guardrails. Once you understand these patterns, the framework is just another tool. So, and that's exactly what we are going to do going forward in this channel. We are going to deep dive each of these patterns with real code, with real notebooks, and real use cases. So, personally speaking, I have trained more than 500 professionals in last year alone on GenAI and Agentic AI. And I can tell you one thing, the demand for the skill is not at all theoretical anymore. Companies are actively building agentic systems right now. So if you're a developer, an engineer, a data scientist, or even a product manager, understand one thing. Agentic AI is not optional anymore. It is where the industry is going. And you don't need a PhD to learn all this stuff. You need someone who's actually building and teaching the stuff to show you how it works. And that's what this channel is for. If this makes sense to you, hit subscribe. I'm putting out new videos every week, short tutorials, deep dives, and practical walkthroughs with real codes. Next video, we are going super hands-on. So we will build a rack pipeline in 10 minutes with LangChain. No theory, just code. I'll see you there.